Yes guys, welcome back to the channel. We are now on match day 13. The predictions coming your way. We are already more than a third of the way through the season. How time is fucking flying. Right, let's have a quick little recap of last week, shall we? The only thing that is predictable in football is the consistent inconsistency of Tottenham Hotspurs as they entered the Etihad and went on to smash a Rodri and Kovacic-less side. Kyle Walker's legs have finally left him, his eyes have left him, his body has left him as he got absolutely ran ragged by Spurs. Amorim basically called his players a bunch of pussy holes who don't know how to play football, but in a very nice way. And then saying, what the fuck is this ginger hobbit doing? As Ed Sheeran appeared from the distance in the most pointless appearance I've ever seen on TV. Mo Salah wins the match for Liverpool and then sends them 8-point clear. And then comes out and says he's more out than in a bombshell interview. Boy, I've said that a few times. And then lastly but not leastly, Maresca, Leicester's old manager, beat them 2-1, which then caused Steve Cooper to be sacked. Ain't that some universe going round shit? Elsewhere, big win for Wolves. Brighton go from strength to strength, and Arsenal look like the old Arsenal with Odegaard back running things. Now let's see what that does to the Premier League table. In first place we have Liverpool with 31 points. Of course, 8 points clear of second place Manchester City, who are winless in 5 matches in all competition. Third, fourth and fifth on 22 points is Chelsea, Arsenal and Brighton. Spurs are up to 6 on 19th. 19 points. Nottingham Forest have lost 2 in a row and are on 19 points. Aston Villa are desperate for a victory in 8th on 19 points. Fulham have 18 points. Newcastle have dropped to 10th with 18 points after their loss against West Ham. Brentford have 17 points in 11th. Manchester United are 12th with 16 points. Bournemouth have dropped down to 13th with 15 points. West Ham have gone up with 15 points. Everton have 11 points and they're in 15th. Leicester City are in 16th and on 10 points. And Wolves have finally climbed out of the relegation zone and are sitting 17th on 9 points. Ipswich are 18th. Crystal Palace are 19th. And rooted to the bottom of the table still is Southampton. So let's get stuck into this week of fixtures, shall we? We are kicking off with Brighton versus Southampton at the Amex. In this match, we have 23 wins for Brighton, 36 wins for Southampton. Brighton unbeaten since 2020 against Southampton. Brighton have only lost 1 of the last 6 games, which was, of course, away at Liverpool. Southampton played good against Liverpool for large parts of the game. But again, they're Russian roulette defending, passing out from the back when they simply are not good enough, and they are going to continue to get punished by Premier League opposition. I'm going for a 3-1 win for Brighton. Next, we have Brentford versus the managerless Leicester. In this fixture, we have 6 wins for Brentford, 15 wins for Leicester. Brentford have not beaten Leicester in a competitive match since 1953. What the fuck? But Brentford have been so good this season at home and did secure their first away point of the season at Everton. Leicester, I'm going to admit I was surprised they sacked Cooper. It seemed a little bit premature. I didn't see that coming. Did anyone see that coming? Not sure who will be in charge for this game. And I think Brentford, with their home form, are going to be comfortable. I'm going for a 3-0 win for Brentford. Next, we have Palace versus Newcastle. In this match, we have 13 wins for Palace, 31 wins for Newcastle. 4 of the last 7 matches have ended in a draw. Palace got a good draw at Villa 2-2. Newcastle, shock defeat, I would say, at home to West Ham. Although they did play pretty good. In all fairness, they just wasted some chances, and then West Ham were just clinical. But I can see a draw here. Palace pretty solid at home, pretty good defence. So I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. Next, we have Nottingham Forest versus Ipswich. In this match, we have 39 wins for Forest, 22 wins for Ipswich. Forest, of course, are coming off the back off 2 batterings, although they were against Newcastle and Arsenal, which is arguably opposition they would have been expecting to lose at the beginning of the season. Ipswich are unbeaten in 3 matches and were well worth their money in the 1-1 draw with United. They had plenty of chances. Arne really kept United in the game. They appear to be the draw kings at the moment. Forest need to bounce back to winning ways. Can they? I think they might just do so. I'm going to go for a 2-1 home win for Nottingham Forest. Next, we have the resurgent Wolves versus Bournemouth. 7 wins for Wolves, 8 wins for Bournemouth in this match. Wolves have won 3 off the last 6 matches against Bournemouth and on the back of a 4-match unbeaten run, including a very impressive 4-1 win away at Fulham. Cunha, Lamina and Gomez have been in ridiculous form, and Cunha just looks like his goals are going to be absolutely pivotal and vital for Wolves' safety. Bournemouth are facing back-to-back losses, albeit they almost got a last-minute equaliser against Brighton. Were very unlucky against Brentford. No danger here right now for Bournemouth, but I am going to go for a 2-2 draw. Goals, fun and action. Next, we have West Ham versus Arsenal, the London derby. 37 wins for West Ham, 73 wins for Arsenal. West Ham have only won 1 off the last 10 matches against Arsenal, but it did come last season. Although in the same fixture last year, we did see a 6-0 win for Arsenal. Odegaard has absolutely retransformed Arsenal. In the last few matches, they've looked absolutely fantastic. But then again, who saw West Ham's victory against Newcastle coming? Will this spur them on to better form and better results? You feel like it might, but not against Arsenal. And you kind of feel this is almost a must win for Arsenal, because if Liverpool beat City and Arsenal do not beat West Ham, why, there's trouble. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 away win for Arsenal. Next, we have Chelsea versus Villa at Stamford Bridge. 69 wins for Chelsea, 60 wins for Villa. The last 5 matches have produced 2 wins and a draw each. Chelsea looked good against Leicester, which ultimately, unfortunately, got Mr. Cooper the sacking. Villa are going through a rough patch, which is absolutely understandable, but they are now 4 matches without a win, including 2 losses and 2 draws. They need to try and pick up their form again. It's going to be difficult with their midweek Champions League exploits, and I think again, this is going to be a bit of a hangover from that. I'm going to go for a 2-0 home win for Chelsea. Next, we have Manchester United versus Everton at Old Trafford. 95 wins for United, 71 wins for Everton. Everton have only won 1 of the last 10 matches versus Manchester United, and coming off the back of 2 absolute snooze fest 0-0 draws. Amorim basically pulled up his whole team, said, we need the midfield, we need defence, we need attack, we need everything. We need everything. So he's not going to get everything, but will we see more of his style of play start to show in this match at home against Everton? You would really, really fucking hope so. So I'm going to put my trust in Amorim. I'm going to go for a 2-0 home win for Manchester United. Next, we have Spurs versus Fulham. In this match, we have 55 wins for Spurs, 20 wins for Fulham. Another London derby, the second of the weekend. Spurs have won 6 of the last 8 matches between these two. Which Spurs will turn up, though? It would be absolutely Spurs to go and thrash and put Pep Guardiola purely into a crisis with a 4-0 away battering, slapping him up all over the pitch, and then lose at home to Fulham. But in Spurs and in Ange, I trust, and I'm going to be ever the optimist, and I'm going to say that Spurs are going to win 3-1. Last but not least, we have the biggest match of the season so far. Liverpool at home versus Manchester City. 108 wins for Liverpool, 60 wins for City. Liverpool have not beaten City in any competitions since 2022. Salah was the architect of a stunning comeback against Southampton to set Liverpool 8 points clear. Mini or big crisis for Pep? I don't know. 5 defeats in a row. Through a 3-0 lead away against Feyenoord. No Rodri. Half of their players' legs have left them. Phil Foden, where the fuck has that guy gone? City need to win, or at least, the very least, need a draw and a point to stop Liverpool moving away any further than they already are. And I think that's what's going to happen. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Well, there you go, guys. There's my predictions for match week 13. As ever, if you are liking the content, please feel free to subscribe, press the little bell notification, and give this video a little like. And until week 14, which is just fucking round the corner, stay safe.